Hey everyone, imagine asking a friendly expert that lives in your laptop to tutor you, draft contracts, debug your code, compose music, and even help run a robot, all in one conversation. That's not sci-fi. That's LLMs in 2025. In this video, I'll break down the best LLM applications, show real examples you can relate to, explain how developers build them, and cover safety and cost in a beginner-friendly, practical way. Stick around. You'll walk away ready to use LLMs for real projects today. First, what is an LLM? At its core, a large language model is a statistical engine trained on massive amounts of text and often other data types to predict and generate human-like language. A useful analogy, think of an LLM as a supercharged librarian chef. The librarian knows where information is stored, and the chef knows how to combine ingredients into a tasty dish. The LLM finds and mixes knowledge to produce fluent text, answers, or actions. No magical understanding. It's prediction and pattern matching at scale, but incredibly useful. Quick timeline, beginner-friendly. 2017, Transformers introduced the architecture that made modern LLMs possible. 2018 to 2020, models scaled. Better performance with more data and compute. 2021 to 2023, models became generative and useful for many tasks. Fine-tuning and instruction tuning improved helpfulness. 2024 to 2025, multimodal LLMs, integrated tool use, retrieval systems, RAG, and efficient personalization exploded. In 2025, LLMs are often part of systems, not standalone chat boxes, powering agents, apps, and mixed reality experiences. What can LLMs actually do? Here are the core capabilities to know. 1. Natural language understanding and generation. Answering questions, summarizing, translating. 2. Code generation and reasoning. Write, explain, and debug code. 3. Multimodal understanding. Process images, audio, and text together. 4. Tool use and action. Call APIs, browse, or control devices. 5. Personalization and memory. Adapt to user preferences over time. Think of these as building blocks. Different apps combine them in different ways. Now the exciting part, top real-world applications in 2025. I'll walk through each with examples and analogies so it's clear how people actually use these models. Major categories: education, healthcare, software development, creative content, writing, music, art, business automation and analytics, customer support and virtual agents, AR, VR and mixed reality, robotics and IoT, legal and compliance, finance and trading. Let's dive into each with specific everyday examples. Education. LLMs are like 24/7 tutors that adapt to how you learn. Imagine a math tutor who explains algebra in 3 different ways until it clicks, generates practice problems at your level, and even reads your essays and suggests improvements, all personalized. A powerful combo, LLM plus retrieval RAG, hooked up to verified textbooks and your past work, so answers are accurate and tailored. Example. A student asks for help on integration by parts. The LLM explains the concept, shows step-by-step worked examples, builds practice problems, and tracks progress over weeks. Healthcare. LLMs assist clinicians and patients. They summarize long medical records, draft patient letters, suggest differential diagnoses, and help triage questions, always with human oversight. Crucially, in 2025, many systems use retrieval from medical knowledge bases and provenance tracking to cite sources. For patients, LLM-powered chatbots explain meds, prep for procedures, and provide mental health check-ins, again, as aids, not replacements for clinicians. Analogy. The LLM is an assistant researcher that pulls relevant articles and summarizes them for the doctor. Software development. You know GitHub Copilot? That idea expanded. In 2025, LLMs write code, explain architecture, generate tests, and even orchestrate CI/CD steps using tool integrations. They turn plain English feature requests into working scaffolding and help debug by tracing through stack traces and suggesting fixes. For teams, agents can triage tickets, propose hotfixes, and create deployment plans. Example, say add user profile pictures with resizing and CDN upload. The LLM can produce back-end endpoints, front-end snippets, and a deployment checklist. Creative content. LLMs are co-creators. Writers get help drafting, rewriting, and exploring styles. Musicians use LLMs to generate lyrics, structure songs, or produce MIDI starter ideas. Visual artists work with multimodal models that take text prompts and sketches to produce concept art. The key is iteration. Use the LLM as a creative partner that accelerates ideation. Analogy: an LLM is like a collaborator who knows hundreds of genres and can remix ideas instantly. Business automation and analytics. LLMs turn messy internal documents into structured knowledge, draft reports, and build dashboards by natural language commands. Agents can monitor logs, trigger workflows, and escalate issues. Small businesses use LLMs to generate invoices, write marketing copy, and summarize customer sentiment from reviews. Example: ask your analytics LLM, show last quarter's top 3 revenue drivers and 1 action we can take. It returns analysis, charts, and a 1-page action plan. Customer support. LLM-powered virtual agents handle common questions and escalate complex cases to humans. They personalize responses using customer history, draft empathetic replies, and summarize interactions for agents. Important: in 2025, these systems include human-in-the-loop handoff and transparency about when customers are talking to automation. Analogy: they're like tireless customer reps who never forget the context of a conversation. AR, VR, and mixed reality. LLMs provide contextual overlays, conversational NPCs, and real-time translation in immersive spaces. In training simulations, an LLM can role-play a patient, a customer, or a historical figure. Because multimodal models can analyze visual scenes, they can also annotate what you see through AR glasses and give step-by-step instructions. Example: in a maintenance use case, point AR glasses at a machine and the LLM visual assistant highlights components and narrates repair steps. Robotics and IoT. LLMs act as high-level planners and natural language bridges. They translate human intent into sequences of robot tasks, coordinate multiple devices, and explain why a robot chose a path. Combined with real-time perception systems, LLMs help robots handle flexible instructions like clean the spills in the kitchen and avoid fragile items. Safety layers and low-level control remain critical and separate from the LLM. Legal and finance. LLMs draft contracts, extract clauses, and summarize regulatory changes. In finance, they help with research summaries, scenario analysis, and automating report generation. Crucial note: high-stakes domains must use provenance, human review, and domain-specific fine-tuning. LLMs are accelerators, not legal or financial advisors standing alone. Let's walk through 3 short demo scripts you can try in prototypes. Demo 1. Personal Study Bot. User: help me learn climate change basics for a 10-minute quiz. LLM summarizes key points, gives 5 quiz questions, offers short explanations for answers, and suggests 3 follow-up topics. Demo 2. Code Generation. User: create a Flask endpoint that accepts an image, resizes it, and uploads to S3 with metadata. LLM provides full code, comments, dependencies, and a test example. Demo 3. Customer Escalation Agent. LLM monitors chat, detects sentiment drop, summarizes issue, creates a ticket with relevant logs, and suggests an empathetic reply template for the human agent. These demos show how an LLM often acts as the conversation manager plus worker that calls tools. A few key techniques power most practical LLM apps. Embeddings. Convert text into vectors so the model can find similar content quickly. Retrieval Augmented Generation, RAG. Combine a search of your documents with the LLM so responses are grounded in your knowledge base. Tool use/APIs. Give the LLM the ability to call external actions, search, run code, access DBs safely. Fine-tuning and instruction tuning. Adapt models to your style or domain. Analogy. Embeddings are like filing index cards. RAG is pulling the right cards and letting the chef, LLM, cook the answer using those cards as ingredients. What does an end-to-end LLM app look like? Typical architecture. 1. Front-end, chat UI, voice input, or AR overlay. 2. Back-end, orchestrator agent that routes tasks. 3. Vector DB and retrieval, stores embeddings, docs, and memory. 4. LLM API, hosted model or local instance for generation. 5. Tooling layer, APIs for search, database, third-party services, and safety filters. 6. Logging, monitoring, and human-in-the-loop interfaces. Tip: start simple, a single LLM plus retrieval layer. Then add tools and memory as needed. Safety and ethics, non-negotiable. Best practices for production apps in 2025. Use retrieval and citations for high-stakes info. Implement human-in-the-loop for critical decisions. Add rate limiting, content filters, and provenance logging. Monitor for hallucinations and bias. Evaluate with domain experts. Design transparent UX. Tell users when they're talking to a model and how decisions are made. Think of an LLM as a powerful assistant that needs guardrails and clear accountability. Costs and scaling practicalities. Costs: generation and embedding calls cost money. Multimodal and larger models are pricier. Optimization: use smaller models for routing, cache common answers, quantize or use on-device models for latency-sensitive tasks. Scaling: shard vector DBs, use batching for embeddings, and design graceful degradation for outages. Deployment: choose a model provider or host an open model if you have infra. Measure latency, throughput, and cost per request before committing. Simple rule: prototype cheaply, monitor costs, then optimize where it matters most. Prompt engineering tips that help right away. Be explicit about format, length, and tone. Provide examples or few-shot context for complex tasks. Use system messages to set role and constraints. Break big tasks into steps and let the LLM iterate. Validate outputs automatically when possible. Unit tests, checksums, schema validation. Analogy: think of a prompt as a recipe. The clearer the instructions and the better the ingredients, the more consistent the result. Regulation and privacy are evolving fast. Keep these in mind. Data governance: don't send sensitive PII to third-party models without safeguards. Compliance: map data flows to regulatory requirements. HIPAA, GDPR, sector rules. Auditability: keep logs and provenance to support audits. Consent and transparency: make users aware when data is used to train or improve models. If you're building for regulated industries, involve legal and compliance teams early. What's next after 2025? Expect more on-device and efficient LLMs for privacy and latency. Better multimodal fusion, video plus audio plus text for richer apps. Specialized domain models with tighter guarantees. Smarter agents that compose tools, plan multi-step tasks, and learn from interactions. Stronger regulation and standards for safety and provenance. The core idea: LLMs will become more integrated and dependable. But responsible design will determine which applications succeed. Quick recap and 5 actionable next steps. Pick one problem you want to solve, keep it narrow. 2. Prototype with an LLM plus retrieval layer and mock data. 3. Add safety checks and human review before wider use. 4. Measure cost, latency, and accuracy, then optimize. 5. Iterate with real users and domain experts. If you take nothing else away, start small, design with safety, and prioritize grounded, explainable outputs. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe for more beginner-friendly AI guides. Drop a comment. What LLM application would you build first? Education, healthcare, art, or something else? I'll read the comments and make a follow-up video with a hands-on demo. See you next time. Go build something useful and responsible with LLMs.